Hi, Christopher. I got your review and I just want to go over a couple of things with you. So on this first one here, I'm going to show you how to make the proper markings. So when it says that F is the midpoint of AE, that means that these two segments here are congruent. So you need to mark these two segments congruent. All right, then when it says DG is perpendicular to AB, so where DG and AB meet, which is, here's DG, here's AB, where they meet right here, this is the right angle. Okay, so this is our right angle. And then finally it says DG is an angle bisector. Okay, so DG is an angle bisector. It's cutting this angle in half, so we need to show that those two angles are congruent. That's how we show it's a bisector. Okay, on this one, you kind of had it somewhat drawn, you have it drawn correctly. Okay, but here's the idea. We know this segment AB is 20 units long. Okay, and we know that there's some point C in here that divides it into a ratio of 2 to 3. Okay, keep in mind a ratio is in reduced form, right? So they've factored some value out. That value they factored out, we don't know, but what we can do is we can put an X with it. All right, so now it really becomes a segment addition problem. So 2x plus 3x equals 20. So a total of 5x equals 20. Divide by 5, you get x equals 4. Then you can plug it back in. So for AC, I have to take 2 times 4, or 8. And then for CB, I can take 3 times 4, which is 12. Another way to think about it, like you were trying to do the 2/3 idea, the problem is there's not 3 parts here. There are actually 5 parts. 2 on this side, 3 on this side. So you could do 2/5 of 20. That would give you 8 for AC. And we can do 3/5 of 20, which is 12, and that would be the length of BC. So you kind of had a mix of things going on there. So I showed you both ways just in case. All right, for the top one here, you were good as far as drawing your angle, ABC, you have your arrows and all that, that's great. BD is an angle bisector. To show that it's a bisector, that means that it's cutting that angle in half, so we need to mark that. Okay, the next one, ray ST intersects SP. So here's ST, okay? And now S has to be my terminal endpoint because it's listed first. Okay, so that looked good on yours. And then you had an SP that was intersecting, which looked good. So let's see, you drew yours down, so I'll copy yours. So you went this way. This is P. Now we need to place Q for this last part here. Q has to be equal distance from S and P. One option is to place Q as a midpoint here and just mark those as being congruent. We could have also placed Q like out here and mark those as congruent, or I could have done it in the interior of the angle here. Either way. This one, the top one looks good here. The only comment I have about the bottom one is you're right, that's line A, B, and C. But what happens is you need to write a lowercase letter at the end of the line. Okay, so it should look like this. Because if it's a lowercase letter, it's written at the end of the line. You kind of wrote the A, B, and C as if they were a point. So be careful of that. You were good on this one. You're right, it's a triangle and a rectangle. I'm going to pull up your other one now. And then you were good on this, is cylinder and cone. That looked good. Your angle bisector, that one looked good. No, wait, you actually have an error in there. 128. Okay, so, oh, no. I'm sorry, you're good on that one. You're good on that one. Okay, for this one, I want to talk about, so this is 10, right? That's what it says in the directions. So we know this has to be 10. So you were right that B is the midpoint of AC. I liked that part. You said AB, for some reason your congruent symbol didn't come through, but it says AB is congruent to, so I want to know AB is going to be congruent to segment BC. When it has the congruent sign, it's looking for a name. Okay, so the name of the angle, the name of the segment. And then you were good on the next one is 20, the length is 20. Another name for CD. What I'm looking for, you're right, it is a segment, but what I was looking for is segment DC, because you can flip-flop the order of a segment and of a line, right? The next one, another name for ray BD, that one should be BC, ray BC. So keep in mind, ray BD means it starts at B and heads in the direction of D. Well, I have to list that terminal endpoint first again. Okay, so it has to be B, and another point going in the same direction as D is C. All right, and then the last two, sorry, the last two on your paper look good. You should be set after that. If you have any questions, let me know.